Hi everyone, this is Claire at Restore Fitness Therapies. Hope you're well today. So in our last video we did a seated row and a seated oblique row. So in this stretching video I'd like to show you two stretches. The first one is going to be for your pec muscles, so the pec majors and minors which run across the chest here, and also some stretches for the rhomboids, so the muscles which are holding your shoulder blades back in place. So if you tend to find that you're a little bit rounded shoulders, or you drive a lot during the day or sit and your posture might naturally be a little bit rounded here, these sort of exercises, these sort of stretches, are really going to help you with stretching out your pec muscles here. The one for stretching the rhomboids, most people actually need strengthening that in that area, but if you have done quite an intense exercise, you always want to do a little bit of maintenance stretching just to stop unnecessary tension building up there, which is going to be uncomfortable for you. So let's start with the pec stretch first. So I am going to use in this video one of these pillars here. If you're at home, I would suggest using a door frame. So what I'm going to do is stand right next to this pillar, or if you're at home, stand right in your door frame, and you're going to put your forearm up against the door frame or the pillar here. So my elbow is in line with my shoulder here, and my arm is going up the wall. And all I'm going to do to start with is just start inching myself, very small movements forwards. Now I want to keep my body facing straight ahead. Do not twist, otherwise you lose the stretch. So you're only going to be able to move probably a very small way, but what this is doing is lengthening out and stretching those pec muscles. And you just want to try and let your body fall forwards a little bit, keep holding onto that door frame or that pillar, and you will start to feel some stretch through your chest here. Now, I would suggest as a maintenance stretch, we're going to hold this for about 15 to 20 seconds, but all the time be really mindful that you don't start twisting, otherwise you're going to lose the stretch, okay? So you would be in this position here, and then you can release off, and then you'd need to just put the arm up against the other side of the door frame. Exactly the same thing. Start off in your doorway or right next to the pillar that you're holding, elbow in line with the shoulders, and just imagine you're walking straight ahead, but you're leaving the arm behind you, and you'll start to feel a lengthening and a stretching down those pec muscles there. And again, you could hold this for about 15 to 20 seconds. You might then like to repeat this exercise. If you are very rounded in the shoulders and you really feel that these muscles need a good stretch, we could turn this into a developmental stretch by holding it for more like a minute. But see how the other muscles in your upper body are reacting. If you feel that they're starting to tighten, just do small amounts of time to begin with. So if you feel actually now I need a longer, deeper stretch, or this might just be something with personal preference, is that sometimes I like to just put the hand on the door frame or on the wall. I'm just going to move this equipment out of the way so I don't trip over it there. And again, I would come forwards here so that I'm now getting a much longer stretch. So you might get some stretch down your biceps as well. I'm still keeping my body facing forward, but I'm now getting a much deeper stretch coming through the pec muscles and also down the arms as well. So the key here is to create that length in your arm and your chest by keeping your body facing forwards. Time-wise, you could do exactly the same thing, about 15 to 20 seconds for a maintenance stretch, or longer for a developmental stretch. And again, just to show you a different angle, I'm keeping that body facing forwards, so I'm creating the longest line through my body that I can manage, and then releasing there. Okay? For me, that's the really good stretch. Now, if you feel you need even more than that, so this might be that you're someone who's really trying to work on that stretching, do always take it gently with stretching. You should never be in pain, you should feel the stretch, but you should never be grimacing. So please do, do your stretches incrementally. Don't dive in straight at the end here and really push yourself too hard. The other thing that you might find easier, if you find that your body's rotating and you're struggling to control that, is standing at the bar again. I'm going to show you one with the hand out. I'm next to this, and I'm going to turn my body away now, away from my arms. So I'm creating the same stretch, but I'm now moving my body in a different direction. And again, I find that one a very, very effective stretch to do here. If you don't like the straightened arm, you can do the same thing with the hand against the wall, and again, just rotate your body about 90 degrees and try and turn your body now away to create that length through the chest. Okay, so the difference between having the arm bent and straight is that if the arm is bent, you're really just working these pec muscles. If you straighten the arm, you're likely to feel more stretch through your arm as well, and that may be something that you're after. So that is your pec stretch there, which is a great one to do. I highly recommend, and you can do this one sneakily at work as well, I always think, in the kitchen. The other stretch we wanted to do is for our rhomboids, and again I'm going to show you a standing up version just to make this a little bit more accessible if you're on the move. So this is something we do in class sometimes. So I'm going to again use this pillar here. If you've got something at home like a pillar you can hold on to, or a door frame, or something nice and solid, is to put your arms around this pillar here, keep your feet just about hip distance, and then try to lean back. So let your body go back. Let your shoulder blades separate here. Now some of you will get a nice stretch down your whole back as you do this. And for some of you, you'll get this more across the top of the body here. So if I just adjust my hands down a little bit, that actually gives me more of a stretch across my rhomboids because I'm encouraging my shoulder blades to separate. But at the same time, I am actually getting a nice stretch through the lat muscle. So I'll just show you from a different angle here in case you can't see so well from there. So again, for more the rhomboid stretch, keep the arms at the height of the shoulders. If you want more of an all spine, all body stretch, take the arms a little bit higher here. And again, just lean back into that. Let the head go as well. Just make sure you've got a nice firm grip, and obviously you're not attached to a door or something that somebody might open from the other side. And then you can just hang in that stretch there. And again, maintenance stretch-wise, if you're just trying to ease off a bit of immediate tension, about 15 to 20 seconds. If you're looking to really lengthen out these muscles and developmentally stretch and lengthen them over time, then more like a minute would be great. And then bringing yourself back up. If you don't have something like a pillar that's suitable, the stretch we do in class is to link the fingers. Imagine you're holding a tree trunk or a big ball here, and just separate the shoulders and push the hands forward. And again, you'll create the same stretch, but without needing any sort of props or equipment. So I hope that's been useful to you. I hope it particularly helps after the rowing exercise that you've been doing, and I look forward to hearing how that goes for you next week.